Alright, this is a tour of the basic overviews of Photoshop. So when you open Photoshop, you're going to see the top toolbar here. And when you first come in, you're just going to see the recent file you've used. You can see some Nicolas Cage I've used. I've done some Boss Baby, Jungles, student projects, things like that. So I'm just going to hit New. Now, when you come in here, you're most likely just going to want to use the click on the default Photoshop size. That's just kind of like a piece of paper. And don't worry about this stuff yet. You're just going to hit create. And it's going to bring you into a document here. And it should look like this. So basically in Photoshop you have a couple of tools. You have the left hand side of things, which are all your tools. The right hand side tends to be like colors and different adjustments such as light and color balance and things like that. This tab is really important down here. It says layers. This is important for what we use. And you're going to see down here, over here, all sorts of tools. So for instance, I have the lasso tool, which lets me select certain things. If I were to click and drag it, you can make selections. I have magic wand tool, which selects things of the same color. I have the crop tool, which will narrow down certain things if you want to crop things. I have color dropper. You can select what color you want to use, and it'll change over here. So if you want to select something in the current picture to be that color, use that over there. Paintbrush tool, self-explanatory. Pencil tool. I have the clone brush, so basically you make a selection and you hold Alt and you click somewhere. So I've put it there, and now I can duplicate, and you can see as I use it, the crosshair is telling me where it's going. So if I have to reselect it, hold Alt, and I can do the same thing I just did over there to duplicate it over here. So that's pretty useful. I have the gradient tool. I can put gradients on things and make them look cool. I have the smudge tool, which lets you smudge things. If you right click, these give you other options here. So this is the blur tool, it lets you blur things. A lot of the things are very self-explanatory. Burn and dodge are weird. They make things lighter or darker, basically. The pen tool here, that's always a tricky tool. You can make solid, cool shapes with it. But again, that's more of an advanced tool. I have text. I can write text here. I can do shapes, so I can make shapes. You put the color of the shape up here. You can change the size of it. You could also do that when you use this tool. You can move it. Up here you have a whole bunch of options that you're going to explore. Down here is the layers, though. So you can see down here I have a rectangle layer right now, and if I hit the I, I can turn that on and off. I have a text layer. I can turn that on and off. I also have my background layer, which just happens to be that. Different things can go in different layers. So if I want to do a new layer, I click the new button, and anything I do will be on this layer. So for instance, if I draw this across right here, everything, it looks messy, but if I click the I on and off, it goes away. So if anything I, again, put on that new layer there is going to just be separate from everything. So again, I turn that off. Certain things go on and off depending on which layer they're on, which is really important. So if you ever want to delete a layer, you just click on it and hit the trash can, and it'll ask you if you want to delete it. You just hit yes. If I hold shift, I can select multiple layers. I can delete multiple layers if I want. And there's a whole bunch of more advanced options, but that's really just the basic stuff. So there's a bunch of different places where you can change colors up here, all over the place. But that was kind of a basic overview. If you want to open a photo, of course, you go to File, Open. And I'm doing tutorial project right now. That's why I have all these creepy faces. So this is part of a face swap that we're going to talk about. So you just go to File, Open, and select the photo from your computer to figure out where you want to open it from. And you can open multiple pictures in here. So if I open multiple pictures, I have, multiple tabs and multiple projects open, and that's fine. To save, like every other program, it's just File, Save, or Save As, okay? So that's a pretty basic overview of Photoshop.